Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. 9:30 a.m. Good to be with you. This is Ashley Reeve. To all our guys that are streaming online on YouTube, thanks for joining me, guys. It's a pleasure to be with you and to facilitate this morning's trading room session. There's obviously a few more guys coming on. It's 9:30. We'll start at 9:35 as we do. But please remember the reminders that I always mention to you. It's critical. QuickTrade is a licensed FSP 45262, and we are a licensed over-the-counter provider. I'm a registered rep under supervision with the FSCA. It's part of the FASE Act. One must be fit and proper to facilitate. I can assure you all is well on our side regarding legalities. What's also important here, guys, is your cutoff for withdrawals that will happen Monday to Friday at 1500 hours and on Saturdays at 9 a.m. That's the cutoffs. And then don't forget, what's important for you to note is these phases, as I always do put them on every session. I make mention of it just for a couple of seconds, stating that there is accumulation phase, there is a movement phase, and there is a breakout phase. That is without a doubt a fact. I have said to you guys many times before, different traders will call them something else. Some might call them contraction, expansion phases. I'm not so, I'm not going to get into any debate in terms of which terms to use. Ultimately, if you know how to identify them, term it the way you want, but as long as you know what happens in that phase, you should be good to go. All right. We want to obviously do a nice walkthrough and see what's happened since yesterday. I told the guys that my 5-day period has started officially yesterday. This is the second day in, and hopefully we have some work to do, because if price does not move out of a breakout phase, it is merely accumulating. And if it accumulates, that simply means that you are going to have to wait for the breakout so that you can obviously, put in a position. However, you are able to trade accumulation periods of phases as well. Don't forget that you are able to do that. The only challenge with that is it's more riskier. It's more unpredictable, and you can end up losing more money than what you should. So from a more safer perspective, or from being more aware of your risk, it would be in your interest to have a bit of patience and wait for price then to break out. All right. It is currently 9:53. We've got about 29 online. I did say to the guys that I'm going through a couple of cycles of reminders, because I do know that we have regulars, we have some guys that join me every time, but it's not 100% embedded yet on what I mean when I talk about cycles or pivot points or ranges. So I'm on this war path. Excuse the word, I'm being a bit extreme there. This war path of reminding, because once I have someone that is now clicked in, their eye is in and they can see it, it makes it better for them. So please don't stress yourself if you're not 100% sure, if you don't see it, if you don't get it, do not put pressure on yourself. It takes a bit of time, and I can tell you today, I'm not putting pressure on you. So please don't put pressure on yourself. We all learn at different paces. All right. 9:34, couple of seconds to go, and then we're going to push. I must say it's good to see some faces. I told the guys, with technology, it gets a little bit lonely sometimes, when I do the Forex class, when I stand in there for some of my other colleagues, I'm normally faced with a black screen. So in the trading room, I know I have pretty faces that I can, actually look at. And it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We're trying to make the most of technology. All right. So are you ready? I'm ready. I'm going to give you guys 14 seconds, man. I'm feeling extremely good. We want to try and be clear this morning. We want to try and put some detail in there. We want to run and make the most of this session. All right. Are you ready? I am. I'll give you 14 seconds, and then I'm going to push. Then I'm going to push forward. All right. Let's just see. Let's just see. Let's just see. All right. So the guys are ready. All right. So Sherry, you were lurking around yesterday, huh? Just lurking around, lurking around. Yes, man. Hi, Henny, Chuck, Tabo, Mike, Punch. Mr. Millionaire has a face there, but it's static, yeah. All right, we'll see the rest of the guys. Let's push everybody. Let's get in 100%. I'm sharing the dollar index first. You guys know this is culture with my sessions. I go to the dollar index first, and I want us to look at what the greenback is doing before we look at anything else. Reason, because it's the global reserve currency. A lot depends on the dollar and how it moves. And I'm going to say it in this way, guys. It is for now. It is for now. Is everybody clear? Because the dollar can go from being the global reserve currency to not being it anymore. Is everybody clear? The pound was there, the euro was there. So just because it is at this moment in time does not mean it's forever. Another country like the Chinese yuan can take over. I don't know about the Japanese yen, though. You know, that's a different story, being the global reserve, all right? But at this point in time, the dollar is the global reserve currency of the world. Most transactions are happening in dollar. Anchor commodities like your gold, your oil, and so forth are all pegged in dollars or priced in dollars. And so because there is that transactions that's happening, there is a lot of liquidity with the greenback. And so what we do is we follow the movement very closely, monitor it, and you can clearly see at this point in time, the dollar has not move. Now, this was my concern that I had with you guys, all right, last week. I said to you that this area here, look at this, there could be a retracement coming because it failed to go up past 114 in 4 days. Is everybody clear? It failed to go up in the past 4 days, all right? I'm seeing it's one of those weeks. I'm just seeing laughter, so I'm just throwing myself in there. All right, I'm just throwing myself in there. All right. It's one of those weeks. Let's see how we can alter it a little bit there. Did you see my hands there, Punch? Let's see how we can alter it a little bit there. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaustion. Guys, write that down if you don't have it. When candles are getting shorter, smaller, it's a sign of exhaustion. That means there's a possible retracement coming, or what we call a pullback. You can write that down. These are notes you write down. And it's another reminder, because I've said it plenty of times, but I said I'm on the warpath of reminders because I'm a big believer of repetition. Some people are not. You'll be surprised. Some people, you know, they say, no, just tell me once. And then I know, 3, 6 months down the line, you must repeat yourself. Are we together? So most of the time, repetition is going to work. All right, it's running out of steam, absolutely can. And we see then it pulled back. It pulls back. Look at this. And we have found a 111.864 support. Now, guys, we do not know. We do not know if this is 100% sustainable yet. Is everybody clear? There is no proof that this support is going to hold. We only have one green candle of yesterday that is sitting on there quite solidly. Can you see that? But for us to have a better indication of whether this is sustained, we need to see a more convincing rise here in the dollar to at least break past the 114. Can you see it? 114.049. Once we have another green candle that breaks and closes inside of the zone here, can you guys see how that becomes good for us? Is everybody clear with that, guys? So this is not sustained yet. Just be clear. So it does not mean we're going to take any positions. Anything can happen today. This dollar can come down. Is everybody clear there, guys? This dollar can go up. Now, we are seeing gold, or we did see gold come down. It's going down to that 1614 level as predicted, as analyzed. Are we together? The US indices are still in that funk, that accumulated funk. We're going to go there now. And we did see a mixture on Brent there. The fundamentals is mixed up with the crude oil inventories, even although OPEC and even Russia, in terms of its exports, there was a bit of a mix up there. And so it is causing investors to obviously accumulate in between going up or coming down. We're going to go and check it out technically now, but for now, please, guys, don't make any rational decisions. This, like I said, I ended off with our recap yesterday that I was pretty disappointed in the movement of price. And I really thought that after all of the CPI and all of the NFP and all of these beautiful economic releases, that we at least going to see some movement now, some normal movement. Does it make sense, guys? Because when the fundamentals come out, it obscures the price action. So it was pretty disappointing yesterday. Let's go and see what is happening with the rest of the securities. Can I park 14 seconds for the dollar index? We have not had a convincing close here. You can see it for yourself. We're still below the 112 point area. I'm not going to touch this. I always say to you guys that you're more than welcome to trade. Are we together? But is it ideal? That's the question that I always ask. All right. So let's go to the MT5 now. Let's go and see those indices. Let's go and see the indices. And we're going to start off there with the NASDAQ as always. Here we go. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We said we're not going to take any positions. I'm happy we did not take any positions. Are we together? Because if you did take a position, you're still stuck between the 11191 and the, look at this, 10966. So if we're going to take a position here, we at least need to break, look at this, beneath the 10966. Once that has been broken, then we have a very nice area to play with over here, which is as wide as 281 pips. Is everybody clear on the NASDAQ here, guys? If you're going to take a shorter term trade, you are more than welcome. But remember the pros and the cons when it comes to short term or shorter time frame trading is that it is riskier. Shira, is that a strange statement in your ears? Poncho, is that strange to you when I say that? Chuck, is that strange? Henny, Teresa, Cheryl, Uncle Philip, is that strange when I say that? When I say shorter time frames have more risk? It's not strange because you've been hearing it, isn't it so? You've been hearing it over and over, and some of you have even experienced it. Can I ask the question, who has taken a 15-minute trade and then you came up short because of the wicks? There we go. There's Henny. There's Henny right there. Anyone else? There's Shearer right there. Anyone else? Do I have any more takers there? There we go. There's Teresa there. Anyone else? All right. So you've taken that 15-minute. That spike kicks you out. Were you wrong in the direction? No, you were not wrong in the direction. You were quite right in the direction. But because of those darn wicks, hey, this is John Wick. You know, I should start calling them John Wicks. You know, you get kicked out. And then it goes in your direction, and then you're like, you know what? Ek gooi somebody laptop teen die muur. Are we together? So for us, what we want to do is we want to be very aware of that. We want to be very conscious, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Are we together? Of that factor that the shorter time frames will always be a higher risk. All right, everybody. And the wicks there. You know, Rome was not built in a day. That's such a true expression or statement or quote, whatever you want. It's so true. All right, everybody. And then the wicks tempt you trade without stop loss. There we go. And end up again. Okay, well, I think let's just give Cher a round of applause because I think it takes a thick skin, to be honest, to admit mistakes. Are we together? Even Cheryl there we go. Let's give them a round of applause, guys, because I think it takes a thick skin to admit and say, listen, man, I'm messing up here. So from a shorter time frame, we look for detail of momentum that can come with the higher time frame. Now that looks beautiful. Can you guys see that? That looks absolutely stunning from a 1 hour perspective. So now we know if we break here with a daily momentum, we take this sucker down to this pivot point here. There's the pivot right there. Can you see that? So it's already below. Look at this. It's below that guy there already. But we need another obstacle to be broken, which is this support over here. Once we see that guy being broken, we short it down here. And we hope the dollar gives us that nice movement, because you can see yesterday, this one came down, dollar went up. Can you guys see that? Yesterday, this came down, dollar went up. So please be very, very aware of the correlation that I'm referring to. Look at the S&P 500 from a daily perspective. We are still trapped in that funk there. All right. Who's been trapped in fog and you really can't see anything? You got to put on your fog lights. You can't see anything in front of you. We are literally in price fog right now. All right, everybody. We are literally in price fog. If you go to the hour frame here, yes, we can see there is some downside here that has occurred, but we are currently now testing this area here. Look at it. On point, just like we were yesterday. There. We are testing that pivot point right there. Are we together? We are below that one there. We are below this one here. We are below that one there. Can you see it? Is everybody clear there? We are below that. So if we break this fellow here, Cheryl, here's the next one. Do you see that? Is everybody clear? If we break this fellow, we want to come here. That is roughly around 68 pips. Remember, the S&P 500 is a 1,000-point index compared to the NASDAQ and compared to the US 30. Therefore, the distance in between the ranges will not be as much as the US 30 or the NASDAQ. Is everybody clear? That's why the German 30 also gives great profits. You can write that down. The bigger the index, the more pips you get between ranges, guys. The bigger the index, the more pips you get in between the ranges. The smaller the index, the shorter or the least amount of pips or less amount of pips you get. All right. Shara, it will not surprise me at all if we get to the 2020. It actually won't surprise me at all. If you look at this, do you see this? So years 2022, 2021, can you see that? Years 2020. It is so possible. We are already below that zone there, Shara. That's the thing. Can you see that pivot point there? We're already below this sucker right here. If I zoom in to all the guys that are joining here for the first time, this is a pivot point that I have showed the guys. That's where price reacts. Now, price pushed away from that area here, we can push away again. We are already, look at this, trending just below that zone there. If we close with some more bearish candles here on a weekly or a daily, Shara, I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised for us to go and get a support possibly over here, because that's the next pivot point. Do you see that? That's the next pivot point, and it's still in the 3,000 point area there. Do you see that? Going down to 2,000 points, that's a different question to answer. That's a different question, but we're still in the 3,000 point area. When you go to your US 30, we have a zone here, 30281. We want to break this guy here. If you've not written that down, please write it down. We want 30281 to be broken, and we want to short it down to 29664. 29664. Now, guys, from this zone over here to that zone over there is 614 pips. I'm going to give you the midway mark here. Please write down the midway mark. 29973. 29973. Thank you there, Cheryl. 29973. So this is the midway mark here, guys. There. I did not use the 38 or the 61, as you guys can see. I just drew the triangle. I would be very stunned if this is exactly on par. Should we check? I don't think it is, but yes, if it is, my word. My word. Let's see. It looked pretty straight, right? Hold on, let me take this off first. Yeah, no, look, I just missed it a little bit there, Teresa. And yeah, I missed it just a little bit. There we go. That's the midway mark. There's our centerpiece being drawn. There's our centerpiece being drawn. So now we know From there to there, centerpiece, are we together? And then for second trade down. Can I just repeat that one more time, ladies and gentlemen? From there to there is trade number one. From there to there is trade number two. But there's guys that's going to say, Ash, I want to take it down with one trade. You can decide which risk you're willing to take. I'm here to give you options. Is everybody clear? Almaldaso? Close enough, right? Only concern, US 30-100, we hit those COVID lows. Listen, it must be balanced at some point, isn't it so, Shira? If not, if not now, then when? If not now, then when? All right, so let's push on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to our commodities real quickly. Brent, you can see here, guys, we mentioned to you yesterday, I said to you, be careful with this, guys. This area here, we are accumulating in a zone. You can see that we pushed up, but we came down again. This could just be a wick today. Please be careful. You can see it has pushed up nicely, but we are still not out of the danger yet, guys. I said to you, this is not bearish. Can you see it? Because we have not broken beneath there. So if you go back to the daily, I said to you, be careful just because price is going down. It does not mean we short. We wanted to get into the sell zone again. Where is the sell zone, Ash? This is the sell zone. No, sorry. This is the sell zone here. So price has to get into the zone here. And you can see that it's rejecting there. It's touched that specific trend line, but we have not gotten in yet. Is everybody clear here, guys? So please be careful with Brent. Is there anyone that's in a short here, guys? Is there anyone that's in a short here with Brent? Let me just make sure before I move on here. I like Brent where it is. Thank you very much. All right, someone saying no. All right. Pello 29 TP or entry for the short. Tapelo 29, hold on for me, 296. Where do you get 668? I'm seeing it's 664. This would be a TP. This would be a TP from there to there. Tapelo. From there, there's trade one. There's trade two, or there's guys that will do this there. But remember, guys, just because I'm making it look that easy, price can do this. You can come back up again. Are we together? Is everybody clear here, guys? So price fluctuates. So we're saying the fluctuation will eventually, we are analyzing, get to the zone here. Please note, that's what I'm saying to you. Everybody clear? We're analyzing that the fluctuation, we're suggesting that it could get to this area here if it breaks that zone. All right. Everybody clear there? I'm going to move on. If, maybe, might, could, yes. Those are the right words. WTI. All right. So here we are at 82. We're going past 84, but remember, that's the daily frame. It's only 5 to 10 at this moment in time. Anything can happen throughout the day. Are we together? You saw it happen here. We pushed all the way down yesterday and we came back up. Can you guys see that? We opened, we went down, and we came back up. Here we opened, we got going up, but we could come down. So we park it right there. Is everybody clear with that? Everybody clear with this, guys? I'm going to move on. Let's go to gold. Let's go see what gold is doing. We were shorting here. If you go to the hour frame, you can see it's crossed the finish line beneath in the sell zone here. 1614 is still what we see. 1614, 1614. We are currently in the sell zone. You can see it. The northern and the southern hemisphere gave us a good suggestion. All right, we were in here yesterday when we were in the trading room. We were in southern hemisphere. It's wider. You can see it. This is wider than that area there, which is another sign. Guys, I hope you're noting these things that I'm mentioning. This area is slimmer than this area here. What does that mean? When this zone is wider, all right? When this is wider than that area there, it suggests there are more sellers in the market. And it pushed up nicely, pushed down nicely. I'm seeing a question there. Is there a possibility to still enter? Now, you see, that's a very interesting one there, all right? Because now, if we look at it from entering now, there are a few things that can happen, all right? Shira, there's a very big possibility that we could push back up till there. So if you enter now, are we together? And price pushes up and touches that area and even goes higher like this. Do you see that? And then comes down. Remember, we still want to go down to 1614. Does it make sense? But remember, this is the selling zone. That is the buying zone. So if price comes up till there, we are still in a selling zone because that is just another lower high. Does that make sense? So if you enter now, you can, but it does not mean that price is going to sustain and then push down. Now look at this. That is a 1 hour chart, right? Watch carefully now. Let me go to a 10-minute chart as an example now. Can you see here? We are above there already. Can you see that, Shira? That pivot point there. So if I go back, look. If I go back, can you see the zone here? Hold on. You see that area there? Now watch. Price can do this. This is my concern. Price can do this, this. Test it. Do you see that? Do you see that? So it's testing the previous point again, and remember, it's not even above. Do you see that? It's still within the selling zone. It just hit that zone and then comes back again. Now imagine you put your stop loss over there. All right. And then it does exactly what we chatted about, causes frustration because you're in the right direction, but it just tested that previous pivot point and then we go down again. All right. I'm also thinking it could come up and drop again. Exactly. It's almost perfectly. It's like Chuck, when you do your cinematics, your parameters, your measurements, it needs to be exact to get that face or that movement in that specific direction, correct? And you can see the accuracy of that specific point there. Do you see that? So if you sell now, the accuracy of our technicals could work against you. I'm going to say that again. The accuracy of the technicals could work against you. That's the thing. So the question is, how accurate do you want to be? It's the same like Teresa. When you are sampling something, let's say you're so accurate and you discover the next disease, God forbid, that's going to plague the entire world. So you're so accurate in your sampling that it actually turns out to be the truth. So how accurate do we want to be? Are we together? All right. So we don't want our accuracy to work against us at this point. Let's hang low. Let's see how it performs. Are we together? And then we possibly see if it pushes above this area here. Remember now, on the shorter time frames, when you're looking at detail, look for the resistance areas like there. Are we together? See if it goes above. If we push above that zone there, it gives you a better indication. Okay, we might be testing or retesting that same area. So if it breaks above here, it's above that resistance. You can see there is some fluctuation there, but eventually price could go and retest now. Do you see that? So be careful. All right. Everybody clear with that? 14 seconds, and then I'm going to push on. All right, 14 seconds. And I think that's pretty clear. Can I just say this again? Once again, this morning, we are a little bit disappointed. I told you guys yesterday, we wanted some work this morning, that if price moved nicely, we'd have some analysis, isn't it so? but you can clearly see that price is obviously being a bit stubborn. All right, we're going to have to see what else we can find. Let's go to USD Swiss franc here. Look at this, guys, from a daily perspective. Look at where it closed, right at that resistance there. This is the kind of disappointment that I'm referring to. Is stubborn not the word? Please give me a word. I won't repeat it. You know. So this one, guys, is very important here. Please note the following. I said to you, the dollar index, we need a bigger push up. Look where this one stopped. If I go to a shorter time frame, watch the movement now. Look at this. That's a problem. Are we together? That's a problem. We need price. Let me quickly go to a shorter one. Hold on. I'm going to go to the wicks now. Remember, we are dealing with wicks now. All right. That is the high there. That's a problem. You see, that's the problem. We go to 15 minutes. Let's go back and see. Let's go back and see if we are spot on with this. I think we are, though. I think we are. Just give me a sec. Look at that. We are still below. We're still below. All right. So, guys, that's a problem. We need price to break that zone there. Is everybody clear, guys? And you only really see it. Hold on. You only see it. Was it a 20? Yes, there we go. That's the one. This is a problem. So, and Shira, look at that unfinished business there. Is everybody clear? Look at the unfinished business. So we don't want to get involved in this. All right. GDP only on the 27th of October. So that's that's 7 days away. Let me also ask here, SIA price is playing hard to get. Gentlemen, how do we get into the heart of a woman who's playing hard to get? Because the same concept, I believe, should apply. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it we should be patient? This is just too beautiful, right, Cheryl? Shira, this is just too beautiful, isn't it? So it's a line. There's so much alignment here. Uncle Philip says, walk away. Jacobo, let her play myself. We are seeing the patience levels here this morning. All right. I say be patient. All right. You know, just show your face now and then, just send a picture. Hey, don't forget me with a big smile, you know, patience. All right. So at this point, guys, what's going to be very important here is patience. We are below, and I want you to notice something. Please write this down, guys. Please write this down for me. Can you? Are you guys ready? Can you see this pivot point here? Do you see much body there? Yes or no? You guys see much body there? No. So when it looks like this, when there's less body, price does not stay there long. Is everybody with me? Please write that down. Please write that down. All right. Hold on for me, Siabong, and looking at bullish buyers going for 11.13 might be confirmation of gold going higher. You see, that's a very interesting one here. If gold goes higher, we've discussed it now where it could possibly go to. All right, if gold goes higher, we've discussed where it could possibly go to, which was that zone there. And then we push down. That is if the dollar gets weaker. That's only if the dollar gets weaker there. All right. Hasn't the USD strongly rejected twice or in the daily? Yes. Look at the daily here. A couple of times there. All right, Chuck. So guys, with this one, let's hang tight. All right. Let's just be patient with this. There's no use in rushing it. All right. Let's go USD CAD. Look at this fellow here. Look at this fellow here. This is totally different. Let's quickly go to the hour and see. Look how it's been hanging around here. We are below there. Now, who can see the short till there? I mean, that it's in front of you. This is staring you right in the face. What's that saying? You wouldn't know if opportunity smacked you in the face, right? There's a saying like that, or maybe correct me if I'm wrong, all right? But there's a saying that goes something along the lines, you wouldn't know if it hit you in the face. Guys, this is in our face here. That pivot point is showing us, all right, where price is retracing to. It is currently 20 or 18 pips from there. Now, I want you to notice something very important here. There's the one, all right? Here's the second one. I want you to really look at these areas that I'm referring to, because when it's all said and done, you're going to go and analyze it. We're going to come back. You're going to see it there. Look at that. Is everybody clear here? If I zoom in again, that's where price, if it continues to do what it's doing, that's the zone. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? If I go to a 4-hour, look at that. If I go to a 6-hour, look at that. Is everybody clear there, guys? Look at this zone here. That's not big enough. That's not big enough. That's not, it's just not thick enough. We already almost past that zone there. We passed that zone there. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3. So this is the last one here. This is the last one here. Is everybody clear here, guys? Almal reg. Let's go to AUD USD. Very disappointing. Look at this. Look at this. Cheryl, look at the sideways movement here, guys. This is a very big challenge for us. Is everybody clear? Now look at the AUD there. Let me go to the dollar index real quick. Look at the dollar index. Look at that. Dollar index coming down. Dollar index coming down. Can you guys see this? Dollar index coming down. And look at the AUD now advancing. Can you guys see the correlation there? So what do we do here? Let me ask the question. What do we do here? We leave it alone. We leave it alone. We leave it alone. We leave it alone. USD CAD. Hold on for me. 1.36. No. 1.37029. That's the last area there. Remember, this is all bunched up here. All right. When I say it's bunched up, let me tell you what I mean by that. Look at all of the candles. It's all bunched up. So what we want price actually to break here. That's if the dollar weakens, because that would be a very nice short. Are we together? Clean blue skies. Is everybody clear? That's the first area. If I go back, hold on. Let me just see if I'm missing something here. Yeah, over here. You guys see the zone here? It's actually down here. 1.33. There, 1.33. But that's if the dollar weakens. Now, it's just at this point in time, there's no clear indication we are accumulating right now. All right, everybody there? Bikini 8. All right, this one we said we're going to leave it alone. NZD USD. All right, so we had some dollar strength coming here. All right, we had some dollar strength coming here. But can you guys see this pivot point there and that pivot point there? Let's see if we're matching. Let's see if we're matching. Hold on. Let me take this off. Look at that. Do you see this here? It's still within that specific point there, guys. Can we please be careful with this? And it matches there. It matches here. That's where it's matching. Can we please be careful here with this one as well? Look at the rejection there. My word. Pretty disappointing, right, Teresa? Shira? Cheryl? Ponch? Would you guys agree? Pretty disappointing, right? We thought there'll be a bit of work here, yeah? GBP USD. Look at this. Stopped right there at that pivot point. Look at the accuracy here. It stopped right there. Look at that. That is not convincing at all. That's not convincing at all. All right. Let's leave this one here. Let's move on. Euro USD. All right. So look where we closed yesterday, guys. We closed, can you see the low there? We stuck in between the zone. Let me take this off, that off, so you can see where we at. Can you see the zone here? If I move it, hold on. Look where we are. Let me take that off as well so you can see. You see the low there? We stuck in between this area here and this area here. Is everybody clear with this? So the next zone, ultimately, can you guys see if we take it, let's say up, that's only 30 pips, 56 pips, 25 pips stop loss. If you do 60 pips, take profit, you're going to have a 30 pip stop loss. That's very tight. Is everybody clear there? So if I do that, let's go. Hold on. Let's do this. So let's just say we do take it up. Some guys might be interested in this. I'll be very honest with you. Let's go to a shorter time frame. Can you guys see that there? Has it broken? Has it broken? Yes, it has. Are we together? Can you guys see that? Now remember, taking it up from there to there is 56 pips, but here's a problem. That zone there. You need that area also to be broken. Does that make sense? So if it rejects there, let's say price does this. Let's say you long it now. You long it, then it rejects, then comes back down. Do you see the problem there? All right. Can you take the chance? Of course you can, but again, this is a 15-minute time frame. We just spoke about that sucker right now. Everybody clear there, guys? So this is not, there's no clarity here. All right, let's move. Let's go to AUD JPY. AUD JPY for a short. This is a short-term trade, guys. This is shorter term. Look at those candles exhausting there. Can you guys see it? Look at the exhaustion there. So TP is at 9275. Let's quickly do this. Let's see if there's anyone that would like to take this trade. That USD JPY, we're going to go and see it now. We're going to go see it now. So the TP short 92.754, 128 pips. Guys, I've got a stop loss here at about 94.70. It's a little bit higher than the one here because price obviously has moved. Are we together? So this would be short term, guys. What's very important about this is to note the following, is to note that area there. It's to note that area there. It's to note this area here. And it's to note where the TP is. Can you guys see that? So we are back in between those zones over here. All right. It looks like it's consolidating, but look at all of those hours there. You see, that's the thing. This might just come off. Look at the exhaustion. Remember the candles I spoke to you about when it gets shorter and shorter and shorter? It's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to make this movement up here. Do you see that? So this is a shorter term trade. This is not, it has nothing to do with the monthly, the weekly. Look at the monthly here. That's the monthly. Can you guys see that? The monthly, we can see we've pushed up very nicely here. All right. So this is what I'm going to get to in the next couple of days, trading a position in the trend. Here you can see we've made some headway up. Can you guys see here? This was a resistance, so we broke out here. That was a resistance. So that being a resistance now, remember cycle 1. So cycle 1. Is everybody with me here, guys? I'm going to say it again. That's a resistance. All right. It's been tested before many times. We finally broke it here. So there we have cycle 1 now. So we're trading within cycle 1. Does that make sense? We're trading a possible short in cycle 1. And that is so possible. So if you go to the daily, can you see cycle 1 now? Look at that. This is cycle 1 of the monthly. Is everybody clear there, guys? It's cycle 1 of the monthly. This here, can you see the zone here coming down? Cycle 1, bearish on the daily now. Does that make sense? Is everybody with me? So here we come down. This is cycle 1. So we're trying to see there's a cycle 2 coming now on the daily frame, even although the monthly broke out. I hope you guys are hearing me with that because that's the trends in the trend. This is a daily trend in the monthly momentum. Don't forget that. That's what I'm going to be dealing with in the next couple of days. That's what I want to try and get to even in the recap of it together is that saying, guys, you're going to trade possibly in the opposite direction of the higher time frame at times. All right. It does not mean just because the AUD JPY is going up on a monthly, you're going to buy. That's how you get into a premature position. Does that make sense, everybody? So at this point, we are trying to get a shorter movement in the daily time frame that is at cycle 1 of the bearish trend that's embedded in the monthly. Just like that. Is everybody clear with that, guys? All right. Break resistance cycle 1 to make cycle 2. So remember, if we go further up, remember now we are in cycle 1 of this movement here. All right. If we go up past there, reset, it means we're continuing up now. It means that there is no cycle 2 coming here. We are continuing up with the monthly momentum, which will then be cycle what? Which will be cycle what? Let's see if the guys are there. No, it will be cycle 2 now. Don't forget. No. Cycle 2. Remember, we are cycle 1 now. So if we break this high, we go to cycle 2 on the monthly. All right, Teresa, you have it. Chuck, Cheryl, Shira, you have it there. And Dile, Ken, Philip, Ponch, Radebe, you have it there. Cycle 2 monthly. Yes. Yes. Don't forget that. These are key things here. All right. Is there anyone interested in, because now you understand the daily cycle 2 trade down to here, anticipating that the cycle 2 will come here. Is there anyone interested in that? Is there anyone interested in that? Look at this sign here as well. Unfinished business. I'm going to give everybody 14 seconds here, an opportunity. Let a brother know. All right, Petro's already in. Fani is. All right, your levels are there, guys. At market price, at this point, 92.75. Siyabonga would like the lows to be broken. All right, you guys know I am absolutely for different opinions. All right, absolutely. I love it. Jabula's gone in. All right, great, great, great. All right, so we are cool. 92.75. Stop loss there, 94.70. Ivan is in. Beautiful. All right, all right, all right. Can we move? I think we can move. Everybody's all right. We understand that now. I'm actually happy that we chatted about that cycles now on the daily and on the monthly as well. I'm actually happy that we could deal with that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Euro CHF is a signal. Let's go and see this guy here, Euro CHF, for a possible sell. Guys, remember what I'm doing with you now is what I would obviously expect even if I'm not around on the trading room. If you get a signal, go into the chart and analyze. Is everybody clear, guys? Go into the chart and analyze. Don't just jump in. Don't just jump in, analyze it. We've been dealing with Euro CHF. You guys know this was from yesterday. There is a possibility. Look at this. We have our areas mapped out. Can you guys see this? We have our areas mapped out. This was an earlier. This was this Siyabonga? This was someone that gave me an earlier. This was Siyabonga. Zooms. This was Zooms. This was Zungu. All right. 1.00163 there. That was an earlier exit. Now, if I take, there we go. I remember. All right, all right, all right. I'm trying. All right. All right. Here we have two options there. Resistance, which I dealt with on monthlies, 50%, centerpiece, and there's the support of that range. Is everybody clear? This is a resistance, centerpiece, support. I dealt with this. I will do more of this technicals here so that everybody understands. All right, guys? Remember, we want to imprint this into everybody's minds. Now, remember, at the centerpiece, there can be rejection. There's the centerpiece. Can you see that? There can be rejection. So this here, once again, is not the long-term or the higher time frame that we're talking about. This is a shorter movement. Is everybody clear? This is a shorter movement. Look, it's rejecting there. Is everybody clear? Look how they're getting shorter here as well. We are not talking long-term, weekly or monthly time frames. We're talking shorter time frames here, 1 hour, 2 hour time frames. Everybody clear with that? Let me make sure. Look at that rejection right there. Let's see if there's anyone interested in this one as a short. Let me put on this, just give me 1 second. Let me put on the calculator. Is everybody clear with what I just mentioned? With everything, really. Whether it be with the dollar index, whether it be with gold, whether it be with the US indices, whether it be with Brent, whether it be with the dollar pairs, whether it be with the cycles, the fact that a monthly cycle is different from a daily cycle. All right, everybody? Always remember, monthly cycles take longer to form. You can even write that down. Monthly cycles take longer to form than that of a daily or a 12-hour. Is everybody clear? It takes longer. The other shorter time frames, you're going to get more cycles. Who can tell me how many cycles max Can there be more? Yes, but with an average. What do we work with here? What do we work with? What's the average that we work with? There we go. 5, 3 to 5. Absolutely. All right. So we work with an average of 3 to 5 cycles before we shift direction again, or before it goes into accumulation and then we form support or resistance. All right, everybody. Here's a question, trick question. Can it exceed 5? Can it exceed 5? Yes. Beautiful. On what time frames? On what time frames can you see it exceeding? There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Lower time frames, you can see more cycles. Are we together? Now, here's a question, because you guys know it now. I can see you guys are responding, right? Do we get lost and trapped in those cycles, guys? When you see price moving after 5 cycles, do you want to get involved? Yes or no? After you see 7 or 8 cycles down, do you want to get involved in a sell? No, you do not. Because when it exactly, Andile, exactly, Anya, it's too risky now. Because now you're late. No shilat. Is everybody with me? So now you get in at the 9th cycle on a sell, and this thing starts pushing up. Oh, Jonas. Is everybody with me here? Is everybody with me? So once you hit that 8th, 9th cycle, now you need to relax. Now you wait. Now you wait. Now you wait. Now you wait. All right. So Euro CHF, possible short 96700. And a stop loss here, 0.99, 200. So look, where is the stop loss? Stop loss is over here. There is a possibility we could come down. Is everybody with me? And now if you break that zone there, it's in alignment with that area there, and in alignment with that area there. Can you guys see that? CS sees this one as a long. We all do. We do see a long from a higher time frame perspective. Are we together? But we're trying to ascertain whether we could see it come down first, trying to understand, could it come down first before we push up? Look how it's rejecting in that zone there. Can you see this? But guys, what I also want you to pay attention to, please make a note of this. Can you see this area here? It is struggling. Can you see that? To give us some more sellers here. Can you see that, guys? Is everybody clear? There is a bit of a struggle here. There is a bit of a struggle. There isn't a lot of follow through yet. If we have to push below this zone here, see here, please mark this area. Mark this area here. I'm using the low, 98151. 98151. Write that zone down there, guys. 98151. Now I'm going to go to a higher time frame. Can you see why I want you to write it down? Because if we push below that specific area there, now we have access to these zones now. Is everybody clear there, guys? Right now we are still above. So there is a bit of a struggle. Remember, and I think Anya said it well there, that trade ideas is an idea. What we're doing is we're going into it and we're trying to see whether we want to get in or not. At this point, what is the consensus around the table here, guys? Based on what we've just seen, what is the consensus here? Are we going to go in now? What do we want to see here? What do we want to do? I beg your pardon. What do we want to do here? All right. All right, there we go. Can we move? I'm going to go to the USD JPY now. We want a bit more breakout, right? Okay. USD JPY. Oof, look at this fellow here. Isn't this just beautiful? Here's a possible long here. I said to the guys yesterday, if we do get a close, and we did above that zone there, we can go for a long. Please note the following. Look at this wick here. Can you guys see this wick here? Be very careful here for now. All right, we see the long. There's no doubt. We see the long. Look at that. We see the long. We closed above 149,669. But remember, how many red candles do you see here, guys? From there. I mean, yeah, well, how many red candles do you see? None. Can you guys see that? There's 4, 5. Can you guys see that? 7, 8, 9, 10 green candles. There's no red. There must be a red somewhere that should come in. Is everybody clear here? So there's none red candles, which says to us, even on the 12, even on the 8, there's hardly, look at this, guys. There's only 3. So what do you think we need here? What do you think we actually need here? What do we need to see here? Let's see what the guys are saying. What do we need to see here? What do we need to see? We need to see a bit of a retracement, isn't it so? Absolutely. A retest. So if you get in now, Ponch, can you see how that becomes a possible problem there? Burkus, can you see that? Radebe, can you see that? Cheryl, can you see that? So now you get in, and then look at this. Price comes down and retest that specific area. We do not want to put ourselves in that position. So let's go and estimate and look, where could price retrace back to? Can you see this area here? Where could it possibly retrace to? Can you see that zone? 148, we had 149. Watch, I'm switching over now to our frame. Look at that. Can you guys see this? The retracement is not there yet because there's no trend line that's broken here. Is that clear, guys? Can you see this? Not even close. It's not even close. I want to actually show you the steepness of this. That's the problem. Look how steep it is. Look at the space in between the trend line and the candles. The trend line and the candles. Please notice that space there. Does that make sense, everybody? If it moves closer, the probability is high it can break. Does that make sense, everybody? So you use, as part of what I will do with the trends, this is the genesis of that, Cheryl. The further away the candles are from the trend line, the steeper the trend for now. Is everybody clear? And that there is a logical thing to see, isn't it so? It's practical. It's, look, it is not moving close. Here it was close, yes. But look at the rejection that occurred, which tells you what? Price was not ready to come down. Does it make sense? Everybody clear? And then it moves up and even further away from the trend line. So essentially, we would want price, and I want you to really look at this now. If I zoom in here, we would want price to come back down past this area here. You can see that that's a rejection area. We want this one to be broken. Once that's broken and it closes beneath here, then we see it moving towards that area there, towards that area there. Can you see that? So if it does, boom, look at that. Up, 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 look at that. Comes down again. Now you have something here. Can you see that? Now you have something. Because now price moves and it's past this one, but it's in alignment with that one there now. Can you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Which means this rejection could be retraced now. If price does this, if price does that. Does everybody understand what I just did there? So I see the long, but at this point in time, it might be too premature to get in. Everybody got there? Let me go to the next one here, CAD CHF. Guys, it's a little bit disappointing. I really thought, like I said to you, there'll be more, but you know, we have to work with what the market gives us. All right. That's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, Ponch. I'm looking for that long there as well. To that zone there, 73939. All right, 73939. Looking for the long as well. Ponch is also looking for it. Let's give a round of applause because, I mean, I didn't discuss this with her. Are we together? Let's give a round of applause. Also seeing that long to where? The low here, guys. The low of that pivot point there. The low of that pivot point over there, 73939 points. Yours is 73063. So yours, okay, you want to close about 73063 and we'll take it to 74. All right, so 74127. If I were to be honest with you on this one, right, I would even stretch it to 74496. Can you see that? I would even stretch it to there. Not necessarily because it might not go past the body of the candle and reach that resistance. So you want to get all the recent price that's closer to you. So see it like this. If you're going to long it here, right? Because price is at the bottom, you want to get all the areas that are closest to it from this side, there and there. If you were shorting it down, that would be, well, an attempt. That would be the closest price. Can you see it? That would be the closest price there. You see, every time I pull it, I say that, Chuck. So from this angle here, that's the two closest areas. From that area there, that's the two closest areas. So what you want when you're coming up, you want the closest zones. If you're coming down, you want the closest zone. All right. Everybody clear on that one there? If you wanted to enter now, why not? There's been a bit of a retracement there. If we look at the daily, we are in cycle 1 of the daily here. Why is it cycle 1? Who can tell me? Why are we in cycle 1? Who can tell me why we're in cycle 1? See you, Teresa, at 4 p.m. Yeah, we're gonna close off soon as well. There's not much happening, but we did get into some trade, so that's good. Yes, Chuck, absolutely. 72837 as well. Look at this. Resistance broken, cycle 1. Is everybody clear there, guys? Cycle 1. It's broken above our level. So remember, I said to you guys a long time, I said there's guys that trade cycle 1, there's others that wait for cycle 2. Why do they wait for cycle 2? Because for them, that is a stronger, I'm going to use the word confirmation. All right. So where is the start of cycle 2? Can you guys see that there? Can you guys see that there? That's the start of cycle. If that one is violated there. That will be the start of cycle 2. So there's some guys will say, Ash, I first want that one violated before I get in. Can you see the difference there? So here's cycle 1. It's retraced a little bit. Some of the guys are not going to get in now. What they're going to wait for, they're going to wait for this to happen. Watch this. Yeah, you're going to wait for that before they enter for the long. Do you see that, everybody? And yes, I agree with Anya. The week is almost filled. Look at this. I want to actually just speak on that real quick. All right, look at this. There's the wick of yesterday. Can you see it? Now let's go to shorter time frames and see. You see that on the shorter time frame, it's filled. Anya, there's the wick 73053. Ponch, yours was 73043, right? Or was it 053? It was one of the two there, right? So there we have the wick. Now go to the shorter time frames. Look at that. Let's see if it's broken above. See the wick 053. Let's see the 6 hour. Not yet. 4, not yet. 3, not yet. 2, not yet. 1, not yet. 30. Can you see that? So the minute frames is closed above, but not the hours. All right, if you go to a 20, it's closed above, 053. If you go to a 15, it's closed above. Now, guys, this is what scalpers do. Scalpers will go on a minute close. Is everybody with me? They'll take a 15-minute and they'll say, nope, it's closed above. Some of the guys already got in here. I can guarantee you, after that close there, there's people that are already traded. So they don't care about this. They don't care about that. Does it make sense, everybody? For them, that's just market fluctuation to push up again. Is everybody with me there, guys? 100%? Is everybody with me on what I just mentioned there? That's a very important point. Anya brought up something very important because that goes back to your schedules now. If the previous wick is filled with minute frames, scalpers get in. Can I just say that one more time, guys? Because I think that's a very, very critical point there. They look at the daily. Can you see that? They look at the high. They go back and they look at if there's any frames that has gone higher than yesterday's high. That is a scalping opportunity there that they will use to actually take it up. Is everybody clear? And when they take it up, remember that was yesterday's high. They'll find an area like this. Look at that. Can you see there? Cheryl, right there. That's 34 pips. Do you see why I say scalping, guys? So they'll use, there's an area there, there's an area there. So they'll use that as ammo to get into that trade and then they get out. Everybody clear there? Anyone interested to go in now? Anyone interested to go in now? Only the 30-minute, the hours have not closed above that, just so you know. The hours have not closed above there. It's only been the 30-minute. So I take it at our recap, we can relook this one. I do see the long. Are we together, guys? Hopefully we see a 4-hour time frame close above there. That would be brilliant. All right. So Ponch is going to wait there as well. And the rest of the guys, Cheryl's going to wait. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. No, thank you there. Fanny's going to wait. All right. Okay. Let's do a quick recap here, guys, just before we close for the morning. Let's quickly go to the dollar index. I want to go and see what's happening there again. A bit disappointing, like I said this morning. Really, really thought we're going to see some better movement here. If I go to an hour frame, look at the hour. Look at that. Yesterday's range. Can you guys see it? We are still trapped in yesterday's range. Look at this. There's yesterday's range. We're still trapped there. Very disappointing there. This year, from an hourly perspective, this is a cycle here, cycle 1 here. So that resistance there, cycle 1 on the dollar there on an hourly frame, yes. So essentially, we would want it to break above there now for cycle 2. All right. See you, Divan. At 4, yes. Now, what's important, if we break below this here, this is then reset. Is everybody clear? If we go back to our indices, very disappointing, I must say. You guys agree with that? Pretty disappointing this morning. Yeah, there was a trade there, AUD, JPY, good, but one would have wanted a bit more. We're still here in an hour frame. I'm looking at it from our perspective now. We're still ranging. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. All right, ranging here as well. Look at that. Dow Jones. We're also ranging there. Look at that. It's pretty slow. I think that's the right words there, Punch. That's the correct terms. Look at that rejection now. Just like we actually spoke about this morning. Look at that rejection now. So from our perspective, look at this. WTI the same. Slow. It's rejecting here now. Gold, hourly perspective. One more look at it. Look at this. Ranging. Ranging. That's today. Ranging. USD CAD, USD Swiss franc. From hourly perspective, we need to break there first. This one here is not 100% ready yet. Only 59 pips away, but that's a problem there. Price can come down, reject, push up again. We are in accumulation here. Yesterday's accumulation and the day before. Can you guys see that? This is today, there's yesterday, and there's the day before. This is accumulating at this point. We need some more follow through to the downside. All right, and the dollar is accumulating as well. So we're seeing the same thing happen here. Everybody clear? All right. So guys, let's meet up once again at 4 p.m. Let's see if it turns from slow to fast, Punch. I use your words there. Let's hope it turns from slow to fast and we get some movement so that there could be a bit more opportunity. Obviously, guys, it's easy to find an opportunity on shorter time frames, but it's riskier. Is everybody clear there, guys? All right, I'll see all of you at 4 p.m. Remember, I'm going to start dealing with the trend lines when you're looking at a monthly versus a daily versus a 4-hour, etc., etc. All right. I'll see you guys at 4. Have a lekker one. Enjoy your late morning and enjoy your early afternoon. I'll see you at 4. All right. Ciao, everybody.